You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. Today, we are diving into what it looks like to cover a church-run private school in Texas. Beth paused outside the classroom door and smiled. Just a few months earlier, this exact hallway sat completely quiet most of the week. The education wing of her Austin church was heavily used on Sunday mornings and Wednesday nights, but otherwise, it spent a lot of time completely empty. Now the walls were freshly painted, desks were assembled, and enrollment packets were stacked neatly in the office. The church's dream of opening a private Christian school was finally becoming a reality. As the new headmaster, Beth had spent months building curriculum, interviewing teachers, and meeting with excited parents. The response had been completely overwhelming. But as she looked out the window at the brand new playground equipment, a different set of thoughts began to swirl through her mind. What happens if a child falls and breaks an arm? What happens if a parent accuses a teacher of negligence? What happens if a student is injured during a field trip? Beth knew the church carried insurance, and she had simply assumed their insurance would naturally protect the school too. But as she stood in the hallway, she was having second thoughts. As more churches across Texas explore launching private schools, many leaders are discovering that starting a school creates a different set of liability exposures. The insurance coverage that protects your church on Sunday morning will not automatically protect an educational institution operating 5 days a week. Many church boards assume that a Christian school is just another ministry of the church. From a spiritual perspective, that is absolutely true. But from an insurance perspective, it is a dangerous mistake. Because educating children 5 days a week creates exposures most church insurance policies were never engineered to handle. In most cases, your existing church insurance policy provides little to no protection for a private school. To build a solid foundation, a private school requires a highly specialized toolkit of coverage. This includes baseline general liability for everyday bodily injury claims on the property, abuse and molestation liability because you are serving minors, property coverage to protect the school's personal property like computers, furniture, and playground equipment, and directors and officers D&O liability to protect the school board leaders when management decisions are legally challenged. The cleanest, most defensible solution is a standalone private school insurance policy. Just as importantly, the church should be added to the school's policy as an additional insured. This ensures the church receives protection from claims arising out of school operations while keeping the two financial structures clearly separated. The churches that succeed long-term aren't just the ones that launch a school, they are the ones that build a solid insurance foundation for both the school and their church. You need a specialist who understands the unique intersection of both worlds. At Insurance for Texans, we have agents who specialize in both church and education insurance. If your church is planning a private school, expanding an existing program, or if you need to verify if your current coverage is adequate for weekday operations, connect with our team today at insurancefortexans.com. Let's build a coordinated strategy that protects both of your ministries. And to get an overview of church insurance in general, download your free copy of our book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance Protecting Texas Churches. Until next time, remember, your church's mission is too important to leave to chance.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.